Welcome back to Cloud Institution. So today we are going to see one of the interesting topic that how to get the EC2 information within an EC2 instance terminal. For example, I have one EC2 instance, so I just wanted to get all the information about that EC2 instance. For example, which availability zone is there, what is the instance type, and what is the public IP address of this machine, and all this information, right? So like if you wanted to get all this information, so for example, I wanted to get the instance ID of the machine itself, right? So how to get all this information within the EC2 instance itself? Okay, so usually what we have to do to get all these things is that so we need to do kind of a easy CLI commands. We need to fire it on top of that particular instance ID, and then we can just get some kind of a the we can just get some kind of a output using AWS CLI, right? So with the AWS CLI command we can just get some kind of information. But how is possible for us to get this kind of all this information about that EC2 instance ID, public IP address of this machine, and which availability zone it is, and what's instance type, all these things, how we can get within the instance itself? Okay, so for example, if you can go to the terminal, right? So if you can go to the AWS console, so let me launch one instance. Okay, so I'm going to launch one instance. That instance name is going to be Cloud Institution hyphen Amazon Linux. Okay, so Amazon Linux. So this is the Amazon Linux instance. Okay, so I'm going to choose Amazon Linux for now, and I'm going to leave all these things leave out. Okay, for now I'm going to choose t2.micro. Okay, so just mention this, just note down this instance type t2.micro, and the key pair, and I can just go with without key pair. That's okay for me, and I'm going to allow SSH traffic from anywhere. Okay, and then the configuration, I'm going to give 8 GB of hard disk. Okay, so this is all about the AWS Amazon Linux. Okay, so meanwhile it is getting created. Okay, I'm going to launch another instance that is called Ubuntu mission. Okay, so Ubuntu, for example, I'm just going to give cloud institution hyphen Ubuntu. I'm going to provision Ubuntu mission. So the Ubuntu mission, I'm just going to choose this one, and instance types again t2.micro, which is free tier eligible. So key pair, I'm proceeding without the key pair, and so because I'm going to connect it using console, just configuring 8 GB. Okay, so now I'm going to launch it. Okay, now so we have two instances running. Okay, so now one is Amazon Linux. Okay, and another one is Ubuntu. So now I'm going to connect to Amazon Linux instance. Okay, so for now the question is how we can get all the information. For example, if you're logging in through SSH, if you're taking SSH terminal, right? So if you wanted to see all the information through the terminal itself, I don't wanted to go to the console. So the scenario now is that, for example, I don't have access to the Amazon console, AWS console. Okay, I have only the EC2 instance. Okay, I have SSH access. So if I am able to do SSH access to this machine, is it possible for me to get all the information about this instance? Okay, just like so what is this instance type, what is instance IP address, all these things. Okay, so if you wanted to get all this information, okay, what you have to do is you have to do just type EC2 and then click on tab. Okay, if you can click on tab, so there are many kind of a command will be appear. Okay, so here what command you have to use it is that so you have to use EC2 hyphen metadata. Okay, so EC2 hyphen metadata. So if you can type this in, if you can type this command, it will get all this informations. Okay, so if you can type this type this command, you'll get all this information. So basically what this information is all about. So you'll get what is the AMI ID. Okay, so this is the AMI ID which is being used for this one. So this AMI ID can be used for any other instance also. For example, if you wanted to create a similar instance just like this using AWS CLI, okay, so in that case this particular information is very helpful for you. Okay, for example, I wanted to provision kind of say another instance through Terraform. Okay, so in that case I need AMI ID to be so is required to provision this the VM, right? So in that case, if I don't know, which AMI ID has been used, what we have to do, I have to go to the console, I have to log in, I have to go to that particular instance, and then I have to get all the information. But instead of doing that, we can just come here and we can just do this command. You can just get all the all the information. As you can see, there are many kind of information. You can just lot of information, like so block device mapping, and what's the device information is XVDA. We have seen it all already. And what's instance ID. Okay, if you want to get instance ID, you can get it from here. So this is something very important also, right? So what is the scenario now in something different way, right? So for example, I have a lambda. Okay, I wanted to stop all the instances. For example, I want to stop this instance automatically by today night or something like that, right? So we don't need to get that instance ID by logging into the console. Okay, but for example, if I don't have access to view all the instances, right? But I have a lambda access. So in that case, in those kind of cases, if you want to do automation from your Python script or any kind of a scripts, right? So this information is very helpful for you. And you can see instance type is t2.micro, and then host name, this one, and then the local IPv4 IP. Okay, IPv4 IP is this one. You can just also verify whether the IPv4 IP is this one or not. Okay, I can see this IPv4 IP is so 103, right? And then the public IP, you can see also the public IP address. Public IP address is this one, as you can see here. Okay, so now and also see kind of availability zones. Which security group is being used? So which availability zone? All this information also will be shown here. Okay, some of the information may be missing, but you will get most of. So okay, here the region is this one. So the placement, which means that availability zone is 1C. Okay, so all this metadata information you can get within this instance itself. Okay, this is all about Amazon Linux, right? So now let's get into another instance, which is Ubuntu. Okay, so I'm going to so this is Ubuntu user. I'm going to click on connect. Okay, it is getting connected. So by default, this EC2 metadata information won't be, this command won't be available in Ubuntu. So that is the reason why I'm just provisioning 2 instances to to show you the difference. So which instance is being used for what. Okay, so how to install kind of a how to install some kind of packages to make the instance available. Okay, so that's the major thing. Now I have logged into Ubuntu. Okay, now if you can see, if you can type EC2 and tab, so EC2 metadata is already there. Okay, so EC2 metadata, so some of the instances, whatever you are having, EC2 metadata will be there. Okay, so you can see here it will be already been there. But if some of the other instances, this metadata information, EC2-metadata, if you can just type EC2-metadata, and here the same command won't be working here, right? So EC2-metadata information won't be here. Okay, so in some kind of packages, so this information won't be available. So in that cases, because I cannot try in all the machines, but if some of the machines, if you don't see this kind of commands, what you have to do is you have to install one of the packages called apt get install apt-get install. Okay, cloud -utils. Okay, so this is what something like, so I don't have a permission to install this one. Okay, so this is what the cloud utils, right? So there are cloud utils, and there are many packages will be installed as part of this one. Okay, so in some of the other instances, if this package is missing, okay, so you can just go and install this cloud utils package so that you can get this command available for you. Okay, so now I already installed, but in this instance the EC2-metadata is not there. But so it's also suggesting that Amazon EC2 utils you can install. Okay, but what you can do is you can just type EC2 metadata, the command. Okay, so if you can fire this command, you can just see all this information what we get on this instance. Okay, so this is something really interesting and really helpful for you as a developer. If you wanted to get all the information about that instances, to automate these instances, something like that. That will be very helpful for you. Okay, so that's all about this topic, right? So thank you so much for watching, and if you wanted to get more information or more videos like this one, please subscribe to our channel. So we'll be keep on posting a lot of useful videos like this. Okay, thank you guys.